motivated the team, how to communicate better, etc.?
Yeah, it's a great question. I think it's consistency more than anything. And again, just stepping back a bit, great SOPs, standard operating procedures, good communication ahead of time, not expecting too much to start, and understanding that it's a process, and getting people remote teams on board in a week to get them up to speed like you expect somebody to offer is not going to happen. You've got to have a slightly longer term view of this, and we've seen it before where the challenge has been great, and I've done it myself, several times over the years. I've got potentially quite senior people, developers or creative people or strategists, and they're remote. I think brilliant. It's Monday. We're going to be up and running by Tuesday, and you get very frustrated very quickly. So I kind of learned the challenge of being of patience. Basically, is the key thing. You have to be a bit patient, because it's not that people aren't talented or aren't capable. They're just, people need time to get up to speed. So I've learned that over time to be a little bit more mindful of other people's learning. The other thing I'd say is it's a tricky one to kind of quantify, but people have different learning styles. So we do a lot of work in L&D around Ocean and different kind of psychometric sort of tests, and we use AI for some of this too. It's interesting because people have different ways of learning. We were helping some businesses do that, because some are auditory, some are kinesthetic, some are just need to be told 5 times. Some people just, some people get it straight away. But if you kind of take that view that if you ask people how they would like to be taught and learn, they'll actually help you. Well, it'd be really, if you could set an SOP up that did X, Y, Z, or you could do 5 Loom videos for me, or you could do X, Y, everyone learns differently. So I've learned that over time as a challenge, that one size doesn't fit all. Another key one, and then maybe one more, one that never was a problem, because with remote teams, time is never an issue, because people live in different time zones. You've got to find a commonality of where they sit, right? So we've all been pretty good at that. So that shouldn't be a challenge for anyone. But I found the culture thing not a massive challenge either, because if you've got an open mindset and you're asking people to bring themselves into the company and culture, they should be bringing their best selves anyway, or their best work selves. So I think that, yeah, you have got culture, but I think if you flip it on with the right mindset, that's just an additive, not a subtraction for a business or a company, because you should have numerous types of ages. You should have different experiences. You should have people who've only come into the industry late. You should have some very junior people who've got brilliant ideas, but maybe not so good execution. I think that's really where that culture comes from, the culture of learning and the culture of sort of wanting to do good things within a commercial environment. So I think it's that, for me. It's consistency of message, it's patience, and it's understanding that people are different and they're not in the office with you. So therefore you have to have a little bit of leeway and give people a little bit more time to get up to speed. And I think if you do those things, you probably won't go far wrong. You might, of course, get what we sometimes get, which is the wrong fit, and that just happens sometimes. Look, it just isn't working. But and you've got to kind of fire fast in some cases, and I'm all up for that. But I think if I think back to the last 10 years, I've probably done, and again, from